の虜になってしまえばきっとこの夏は充実するのモード噂の Dreaming Girl 忘れないで
Another point to note. Don't hook the thread too tightly when we hook it. If the hook is wrong, if we're going back, you can pick a stitch with a needle like that. Just pull a thread and go back. Don't hook like that. It's easy to break up when you hook like that. Help him with the needle. Back and forth. And don't tighten the coil when we pull it out. Now we hook, then pull the needle. Don't pull it tight here and there. Do not tighten the needle. Because after tightening the needle, it's hard for us to watch back. Hard to recycle. He has thicker thread. The stitches are relatively large. It doesn't matter if the pin is larger. So let's do one more demonstration. The hook draws the needle. Just let him be like this. Don't take the tail pin down. Trick one is to pick the stitch with the needle. Help line back up. Use your hands to help pull it out. When we hide the wire, we go first. Tie a knot. Hide the wire or don't cut it yet. Hide the wire before you cut it. The sample can reduce the situation of dispersion. Not words. Like this and like this. Tie a knot. We can leave a little bit longer in the knot. Because he'll have some place. The beginning will fall out. Just leave a little more line in there. It's when the line is on the hook. Something to pay attention to. Now let's hook the chicken. Let's hook a yellow one. Tie a knot in the beginning of the thread. To prevent it from dropping again. After the 5, we'll hook 6 short pins on the first turn. This kind of thread, there's a way we hook the circle. Let's hook 2 lock pins first. The lock stitch is raised by crocheting through the thread in a circle. Let the thread form on the crochet hook. Coil crochet and then hook the coil. Bring out the loop on the crochet hook. The lifting of the lock needle. We pull the thread tight. Next we hook 2 lock pins. A lock stitch is a crochet stitch wound in a circle. Bring out the loop on the crochet hook. The V shape formed inside. Lock pin. It's the first lock pin. We can put a marker button here. Second lock pin. And then we hook the first loop. Return to the penultimate pin, also in the first stitch. Pick half a needle to hook. Hook 6 short stitches into the same stitch. Now we hook the first short needle. We return to the first short pin. Crochet through half of the stitch. Crochet strap coil, yank. Now there are 2 coils on the crochet hook. Crochet and then tape the coil. Bring the 2 coils out. The V-shaped form in the sample. Short needle. We put a marker on the first pin. And then again in the same stitch. Hook 5 short needles. Because we need to hook a total of 6 short needles, place the thread on the crochet hook. It's the thread we started with. Put it on the crochet hook. You can hide the thread in there. Now we hook the second short needle. The third short pin. They all put the needle in the same pin. The fourth short needle. Fifth pin. We need to stretch the line long enough when we hook it, so it doesn't roll up. The sixth short needle. After 6 short hooks, we can count them. Is it 6 needles? 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 6 after the hook. We're marking the location of the buckle. Also, the first stitch position of the hook draws the needle. A pull stitch is a crochet stitch through a stitch. Tape coil. Bring the coil directly out of the loop on the crochet hook. In this way. Just 1. Drawing pin. Each turn needs to be finished with a drawing pin. This circle. This kind of thread is not easy to pull back. So here's the drawing pin. Let's now tighten the stitches. Each turn of the needle. You don't have to count the stitches. We were on the hook in the second lap. You don't have to pull the needle. We just need the hook. The 6th stitch will be fine. The second circle is made up of 6 pins. There are 12 needles in all. 2 add stitches to hook 2 short stitches into the same stitch. Start every lap. We all have to hook a standing pin first. The beginning of the standing stitch is a crochet wound around the thread. Bring out the loop on the crochet hook. In the formation of a standing pin. We're in the first pin of the first lap. That's in the pin of the draw. To hook the first plus pin, adding a stitch is in the same stitch. Let's hook 2 short needles. This is the first short stitch. Hook a second short stitch in the same stitch. Add a marking button to the first pin. This is the first stitch of the second lap. Let's make a mark. Go down and find the stitch. Actually, the stitches are harder to see. Because the seed lines are fuzzy, we can find the stitches by looking for holes. Like that hole we just hooked. Let's go down and find another hole. Looking for holes here and there. Now we hook the second end at the needle. At the third needle. At the fourth needle. Fifth addition. At the sixth needle. Here's the rest of the drawing from the last turn. We don't have to worry about it. After the 6 extra needle hooks, just to make sure it's not wrong, we can count the number of stitches. First and second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 11th, the 12th stitch. Then the circle is complete. Mark the location of the buckle. That is, the position of the draw hook or draw needle. That completes the second lap. The third lap is made up of 6 groups, 1 short stitch and 1 plus stitch. That's 18 stitches. Now let's hook the first group. First hook a standing pin. Hook the first short needle in the place of the draw. Marking buckle. Add needle. To add stitches to hook 2 short stitches into the same stitch. I'm done with the first set. Then hook a second set of short stitches and add stitches. The second set of hook is alpha. Then there are 4 more sheets. We'll hook it up together. The third loop is alpha. Just get in the needle and leave it alone. We can count them. It's not like 10 stitches. Mark the location of the buckle. That's the last lap. Draw the needle in the place of the hook. The fourth lap is made up of 6 groups, 2 short needles plus needles. That's 24 shots in all. Let's hook the first group first. First hook a standing pin. Hook the first short needle in the place of the draw. Marking buckle. Second short stitch plus stitch. The first set of hook is alpha. The second set of 2 short needles. 1 plus pin. The second set of hook is alpha. Then there are 4 more sheets. We'll hook it up together. The fourth loop is alpha. Hook and draw the needle where it is drawn. Mark the location of the hook to draw the needle. Laps 5 through 9 are the same. It's a short stitch on each stitch. Each round is 24 stitches. First hook a standing pin. Hook the first short needle in the place of the draw. Marking buckle. Second pin. The third short pin. These are all short stitches. We'll hook it up together. The 9th piece alpha. Draw in the position of the mark buckle. Finish the circle. So the main part is done. Let's hook the needle again. Let's leave some stitches. After the thread is cut, let's tie it in a knot first. That way he won't continue to waistline on the loose edge. Then we put on the needle first. Here's how you sew it. Pick the other half of the symmetrical stitch on both sides. It's all done with half a stitch on the outside. Sew 2/3 of the way up to fill with filler cotton. Move to a third or a half. Let's add filler cotton. You don't need to add too much filler cotton, because we want to see the inside is a concave shape. Don't add too much. That's pretty much it. 我是称。We'll take a long line after that. The sides are up. Don't tie the knot too tightly. Otherwise the thread won't come out. And hide the knot in there. Disconnection. This completes the main body. Now let's use the red thread. Hook the comb. First of all, find out which side of the first stitch is better. Loose on one side. We're right on the edge of hook. Our comb is all in. Finish in the first stitch. Now tie the red thread in a knot. Prevent it. Drop too many lines. Because usually when you're done, from somewhere behind the knot, there will be no more dropables. We can remove the missing thread. You can also recycle it. Let's hook the wire in first. You can grow it out. First hook 3 loop pins. First stitch. Second stitch. Third stitch. Return to just the same pin. The inside hook draws the needle. When we hook, we put the thread on. The thread goes on the crochet hook. It's a way to hide the thread. The other side is also 3 log pins. Crochet. Let's stretch the line a little longer. The first log pin, second log pin, after the third log hook. Let's go back to the first needle. In the same hole. Then hook and draw the needle. And that's it. So we hook and pull the needle. And hide the thread. Hide the thread in order to make him not loose. Let's finish hiding the line. Cut the thread again. Just hide the wire here and there. After hiding the line, we cut the line again. Hook the thread in again. There are knots. We can hook it in with a crochet hook. You don't need a needle, because the classing needle won't get through. And then the column is done. Now we assemble the chicken. The eye is between the 7th and 8th circle. There are 2 stitches between them. The mouth is made with a red line. So a bar between the eyes. If it's a coffee color, yellow, marked. Now let's add the eyes first. 301 0023 20800 0023 23733. Make sure the thread relaxes when you tie it. And don't tighten the knot. Then hide the knot in. Now we've assembled it. Now we hook the big chicken. In order for you to see more clearly, we use colored lines to hook. First of all, the first stitch hooks to locking stitches. The method of raising the needle is to crochet through the thread in a circle. Let the thread form a coil on the crochet hook. Crochet and hook the coil. Again, bring out the loop on the crochet hook. Tension wire. Lifting the needle. Let's hook to lock pins. The lock stitch is crochet wound. Bring out the loop on the crochet hook. So it forms a V shape. It's a lock pin. Are we going through? Hook 2 lock pins. And then we're in the first lock pin. Pick half a needle to hook. 2 short needles to hook. 6 short needles. Crochet through the first stitch. Which is in the penultimate stitch. Half stitch. Hook the first short needle. A short stitch is a crochet hook wrapped around the thread. Bring out. Now there are 2 coils on the crochet hook. Crochet and hook another coil. Finish the 2 coils. It forms a V shape here. It's just a short needle. We're gonna hook 6 short pins on the first lap. This is the first short stitch. We add the marker buckle. In the same stitch, we need 5 more short hooks. Second stitch. Third stitch. The fourth needle. The fifth needle. The sixth needle. That completes the first lap. We need to be in the first stitch. That is, in the pin of the mark button. The hook draws the needle to finish the circle. Hook every turn. We only hook and needles to finish the circle. A drawing needle is a crochet needle wound in a circle. Take the loop straight out of the original crochet hook. This is the drawing needle. Each turn of the needle, it's another stitch. So the second lap we were on the hook. You don't need to pay attention to the drawing needle. Remove marker buckle. That completes the first lap. The second circle is made up of 6 pins. There are 12 needles in all. Before every lap, we all need to hook a standing pin first. That's the lock pin. Now hook a standing pin. And then we put in the first stitch. The pin that marks the clasp. That's in the pin of the drawer. To hook the first plus pin, add stitches, hook 2 short stitches into the same stitch. Now we add a stitch to the first stitch hook. 2 short needles. Add a marking button to the first pin. Then hook the second one down and add the needle. Add the third needle. Add the fourth needle. Fifth addition. Add the sixth needle. Remove the marker when the second loop is over. Show as 2. In case we take off the tag, can't find the first stitch, we can also crochet first. Insert the pin at the marker buckle. Remove the marker button again. The hook draws the needle to end the second circle. The third lap is made up of 6 groups, 1 short stitch and 1 plus stitch. That's 18 stitches. Now let's hook the first group. First hook a standing pin. Hook the first short stitch in the pin of the draw. Marking buckle. Add a stitch and hook 2 short stitches into the same stitch. That's the end of the first hook. The second set is 1 short and 1 extra. The second set of hook is alpha. Then there are 4 more sheets. We'll hook it up together. Because the stitching of this thread is not very clear, we can find holes by crocheting. Holes as stitches. The sample will be easier to find. The third loop is alpha. Remove marker buckle. Draw in the position of the marked buckle. Finish the circle. The fourth lap is made up of 6 groups, 2 short needles plus needles. That's 24 shots in all. Now let's hook the first group. First hook a standing pin. Hook the first short needle in the place of the draw. Marking buckle. Second short stitch plus stitch. The first set of hook is alpha. The second set of 2 short needles. Add needle. The second set of hook is alpha. Then there are 4 more sheets. We'll hook it up together. The fourth loop is alpha. Draw in the position of the marked buckle. Finish the circle. The fifth circle is made up of 6 sets of 3 short pins plus pins. There are 30 needles in all. Now let's hook the first group. First hook a standing pin. Hook the first short needle in the place of the draw. Marking buckle. Second pin. The third short stitch adds a stitch. The first set of hook is alpha. Then there are 5 more groups. We'll hook it up together. The fifth loop is alpha. I want you to pay attention to the final needle. We don't need a hook. Never mind it, because if you hook the wrong thread, or if you tighten it, it's more difficult to unravel. It's harder to pull back. Here, when the hook draws the needle, do not pull the drawing needle tight. The pin will be larger. But it doesn't matter. By the time we finish each loop, just to make sure it's the right hook, we can count the needles. That's how you make sure you don't hook it wrong. We end the draw at the mark button. This circle, if you're familiar with seed lines, it can be in the drawbar. Pull a bit. Put the drawing needle away. And bring the thread back. Bring the thread back again. But not familiar with the seed line, you don't have to draw this if you haven't. It doesn't matter if the lead pin is big. The sixth round is made up of 6 sets of for-sure pins plus pins. 36 needles in all. Now let's hook the first group. First, hook a standing pin. Hook the first short needle in the place of the draw. Marking buckle. Second pin. The third short pin. The fourth short stitch adds a stitch. The first set of hook is alpha. Then there are 5 more groups. We'll hook it up together. The sixth loop is alpha. Pull at the mark button to finish the circle. The seventh round is made up of 6 sets of 5 short pins plus pins. 42 stitches in all. Now let's hook the first group. First, hook a standing pin. Hook the first short needle in the place of the draw. Marking buckle. Second pin. The third short pin. The fourth short needle. Fifth pin. Add needle. The first set of hook is alpha. Then there are 5 more groups. We'll hook it up together. The seventh loop is alpha. Pull at the mark button to finish the circle. Loops 8 through 14 are the same. It's a short stitch on each stitch. Each round is 42 stitches. First, hook a standing pin. Hook the first short needle in the place of the draw. Marking buckle. Second pin. The third short pin. These are all short stitches. We'll hook it up together. The 14th loop is alpha. Pull at the mark button to finish the circle. If we try to pull the thread back after we hook it, we can pick between the stitches with a needle. Loosen a stitch, then pull back the thread. Because And then we're done. Now we hook and pull the needle again. Thread teacher. This kind of thread is easy to do. This. It doesn't matter. Now we come. Once you fold this in half, sew it up. About 2/3 of the way through. Let's add some filler cotton. When we sew, we pick the other half of each shad. Symmetrical to other half pins. Or sew against the outside half pin. Sewable. To align. It's better not to leave the thread too long. Seam. Align the stitches on both sides. We sewed it here to fill it with cotton. You don't need to add too much filler cotton. 535 0042 25533 0042 29433 Because we're gonna make the inside collapse. Just fill it up to the right shape. Let's keep stitching. At the end of the stitch, we hide the thread. Tie a knot. Then hide the knot in. Cut the thread. The main part of the big chicken is not complete. Now let's use the red thread to hook the comb of the chicken. There are 3 hooks to be hooked. Is in from the first stitch, which is in the first hole. 一大特合物. There are 4 stitches involved. It was the first stitch. Hook 3 log pins into the first stitch. Back up. The penultimate pin in the hook draws the needle. Hook the short needle down. Then the hook draws the needle. Drawn pin is in the second pin of the body. After the hook and the needle, hook up for more pins. Return to the penultimate stitch and pick half a stitch. The hook draws the needle. Hook the more short needles down. Then on the third stitch, the third pin in the hook draws the needle. Then hook 3 more pins. Return to the penultimate lock pin. Start hooking and pulling the needle. Short needle. Finally in the fourth stitch of the body. The hook draws the needle. Last hidden line. We use the color red thread to hook from the first stitch in the body. In order for you to see more clearly, let's show you with the seed line. With this thread, let's find the first, second, and third in the subject. The fourth stitch. You can give it to him first with marker buckle. Mark. Because the thread is looking for a stitch comparison. Troublesome. Actual hole. 祭奠日. Look like this. And now we're going to demonstrate that to you. How do you hook thread combs? First is on the first stitch. Hook 3 log pins into the first stitch. We crochet through the first stitch. Bundle wire. Hook in this way. Then hook 3 log pins. The first log pin, second log pin, the third log pin. Return to the penultimate log pin. Pick half the pin of the log pin. Let's hook and draw the needle. Short needle. Let's go back to the penultimate stitch. Let's pick half a needle. The hook draws the needle. Draw a crochet needle, direct type. Take out the loop on the crochet hook. 一次 draw a needle. Then hook the short needle down again. And then the next stitch. That is, the second pin in the hook to draw the needle. So the first column is done. Then we hook the second column. First hook for log pins. The first log pin, second log pin, the third log pin, the fourth log pin. Return to the penultimate stitch, then pick half a stitch. To hook the draw needle and to short needles. On the penultimate stitch. Half stitch. The hook draws the needle. Pick down half a stitch. Hook to short needles. We're in the next stitch. The hook draws the needle. This completes the second comb. Now we hook the third comb. First hook 3 lug pins. First stitch, second stitch, third stitch. Return to the penultimate lug pin. Half stitch. First hook and draw the needle. Hook the short needle again. Return to the penultimate pin. Half stitch. The hook draws the needle. Hook the short needle again. One more stitch down. Also the fourth pin in the hook to draw the needle. Have already finished. Let's hook the needle again. Dotted line. Hide the thread in. Hide the thread with the needle. And cut off the thread. Now we hook the tail with the red thread. The tail is on the other side. The first needle started to hook. There are 3 stitches that need to be used. Let's find 3 stitches. First, make a marking buckle. First of all from the very back needle begins. Hook 7 lug pins. Return to the penultimate pin. Pick half a stitch here. Hook 6 short needles. Finish 6 short stitches. Back to the main body. Hook, then draw the needle in the penultimate stitch. Just hook and pull the needle right here. Then repeat the first one. The hook of the tail. First hook 7 lug pins. Return to the penultimate pin. Half stitch. Hook 6 short needles. And then in the third stitch, drawing. Then hook the last tail. Repeat the same hook. After hook, pull in the penultimate pin. Then hook and draw the needle. Tip it and lined. The sample is finished. Now we hook. The seed line tends to fall out. It doesn't matter. We can tie a knot in the end of the wire. Make sure it doesn't fall out again. Now we're counting down on the first pin. Let's stitch in. Hook the wire in first. Then hook 7 locking pins. It's the first lock pin. Second lock pin, third lock pin. the 4th lock pin, the 5th lock pin, the 6th lock pin, the 7th lock pin. Return to the penultimate lock pin. It's the penultimate lock pin. It's the penultimate lock pin. Mixing needle. Hook the short needle down. The first short stitch. Second pin. The third short pin. The fourth short needle. Fifth pin. The sixth short. In the second stitch. Drawing. When drawing, we can put the thread on the crochet hook, so the thread can be hidden inside. The hook draws the needle. Draw a crochet hook line straight out of the crochet thread. This is the end of a tail hook. Now we hook here. And then we repeat the first group. Hook the second tail. 7 locking pins. We start the hook and the penultimate stitch. 6 short needles. After hook, we're in the third stitch. Pull in the third pin. This completes the second tail. And then we hook the last tail. Same hook method. First hook 7 lock pins. Return to penultimate. Pick half stitch. Start by hooking 6 short needles. If you can't find the stitch, we can take a look. Where's the stitching hole? Go down and find the hole. After the hook, we're here on the second stitch. The second pin is drawn here. This is the end of it. Let's hook the needle again. We can hide the thread first. Cut the wire again. It's not easy to break up this way. We'll cut the thread here when it's done. Look at this, it's gonna break up again. It doesn't matter. Usually we tie a knot on the thread. Prevent you from continuing to lose edges. Now let's hide the thread in again. And then the tail is finished. The one with the wire in it, we can hook it back in. Now we assemble the chicken. First, the eyes are above the 15th circle. There are 4 stitches between them. The mouth is sewn twice with yellow thread between the eyes. Now let's add eyes. The eyes are between the 13th and 14th turn. Right in front of one side of the head. The position of the 3 pins in the middle. These are the 2 places. The mouth is in the middle of the 11th to 12th circle. Also straight ahead. Just sew a bar with yellow thread. Now let's add the eyes first. Heat it up and stick it to your eyes. Stick to the original location we identified. Add the other side. The positions on both sides should be symmetrical. Tie a knot with the yellow thread first. Beneath. Sew the mouth. This kind of thread falls down easily. These holes are also relatively large. Filling cotton tends to run out. Let's now make the knot too tight. Hide the knot in here. Disconnection. Hide the thread a little bit. Discarded. Place. We can also adjust appropriately. Because the seed line is thicker, big hole. The range of change is also relatively large. Now the chicken is done. Be wise. Now let's use the colored lines. Hook an egg for each color. Let's do that in color. First loop stitch. 6 short needles. Use a 2.5 毫米 crochet hook. The first short stitch. Marking buckle. Second stitch. Third stitch. The fourth needle. The fifth needle. The sixth needle. Tightening coil. Cut off the wire ends. Pull at the mark button to finish the circle. Tighten the pin of the drawer. The second circle is made up of 6 pins. There are 12 needles in all. First hook a standing pin. Hook the extra pin where the drawer is. Add stitches hooked to short stitches into the same stitch. Yes, add needle. Hook to short stitches into the same stitch. We put a marker on the first pin. Second addition. Add the third needle. Three more injections. We'll hook it up together. The second loop is alpha. Pull at the mark button to finish the circle. Tighten the pin of the drawer. The third lap is made up of 4 groups, 2 short needles plus needles. There are 16 needles in all. Now let's hook the first group. First hook a standing pin. Hook the first short needle in the place of the drawer. Marking buckle. Second pin. Add needle. The first set of hook is alpha. The second set of 2 short needles. Add needle. The second set of hook is alpha. Then there are 2 more groups. We'll hook it up together. The third loop is alpha. Remove marker buckle. Pull at the mark button to finish the circle. Tighten the pin of the drawer. Lengths for 2 6 are the same. It's a short stitch on each stitch. 16 stitches per turn. Now let's hook a standing pin. Hook the first short needle in the place of the drawer. Marking buckle. Second pin. These are all short stitches. Each round is 16 stitches. We'll hook it up together. The sixth loop is over. Remove marker buckle. Draw the end at the mark button position. This circle. Tighten the pin of the drawer. The seventh lap is made up of 4 groups. 2 short needles. Subtraction composition. There are 12 needles in all. Now let's hook the first group. First hook a standing pin. Hook the first short needle in the place of the drawer. Marking buckle. Second pin. Reducing stitch. Pick the outside half of the 2 stitches to hook. It's the other half of the 2 stitches. Crochet with a coil. Finish the 2 other half stitches. Crochet and then tape the coil. Finish the remaining 2 coils. This is a reducer. The first set of hook is alpha. The second set of 2 short needles. Reducing stitch. The second set of hook is alpha. Then there are 2 more groups. We'll hook it up together. The seventh loop is alpha. Let's not pull it out yet. Let's add the filler cotton first. After stuffing the cotton, we take off the marker. Pull at the mark button to finish the circle. Tighten the pin of the drawer. The 8th circle is made up of 6 reduction pins. That's 6 needles in all. First hook a standing pin. Pick the other half of the drawn pin. And the outside half of the next stitch. Hook the first reducer. Marking buckle. Second reducer. There are 6 reduction needles in total. We'll hook it up together. After the 8th loop of the hook, remove marker buckle. Draw the end at the mark button position. This circle. Tighten the pin of the drawer. Then hook and draw the needle. Leave a little thread to seal. The way to seal it is pick the other half of a circle with the needle. Sew a circle. Tighten the thread as you sew. Hide the threading when you're done. Tie a knot. Then hide the knot in. Show the edge is finished.